Welcome back. And again, we have Mr. Bowden and his wife, the First Lady of Danbury. I want to make a comment to you out there to please pay close attention, because this is actually what you will see when you have two beautiful people, both from the inside and out. Okay, the success you will accomplish just by listening to these people about their personal lives and their accomplishments. One, which is the mayor, he is running the city of Danbury, very successful, and his wife, who actually has a very successful business in Danbury. As I said, two beautiful people from inside and outside, very successful in what they do. As you can see, the chemistry is there, and it speaks for itself. I can't say
anything else. He just brought a tear to my eye.
Like, oh, please continue. I've never heard so many.
We're going to, on the way home, figure out who's going to cook tomorrow. That's going to be our discussion.
Oh,
well, by the way, who cooks?
It depends. So I barbecue. I'm very good at barbecuing, and so Phyllis will let me do that. And she's a wonderful cook. I can't get her to cook enough, but she's fantastic.
That's not the truth.
Well,
I do like to cook a lot.
She loves to cook. It's just with the schedules it gets difficult.
Yeah, and it's frustrating sometimes, because if I do cook and he's not home for dinner,
right,
then, you know, it seems like, you know, kind of silly. So.
But she's incredibly talented.
But I do like to cook.
Very talented to cook.
Okay. Well, okay. You remember you said you travel a lot, right? You travel a lot. Okay. Now, given that you travel internationally a lot, and your wealth of knowledge from all these different countries, you bring them back here. I want to know, how does that contribute to the mayor's understanding of the diverse culture that we have here in Danbury?
Well, I think when you travel the world, you get a great understanding of people and the reasons why they may emigrate to this country. And when you see the conditions in which people live in these other countries, it really gives you a lot of compassion and heart. And it also gives you a lot of insight into why they maybe go through some of the things that they do to get here, whether legally or illegally. And with that, you know, I mean, I just recently went to India, and I did some outreach in a community where the children, maybe if they're lucky, get one meal a day. Right. And there, what I realized was that although these children have virtually nothing, what they do have is spirit and love and joy and happiness in their heart. And with that, I realized, you know, happiness really is a choice. And we have a choice to think locally and touch the children in our community and help these children, because they truly are our future. And by doing this locally, we send this energy globally. And so that's my hope. You know, my hope is really just to gain more understanding and develop additional compassion and empathy, you know. And really, the gift was that I received so much love from these children, although they virtually had nothing. And for that, I was very grateful. I mean, all these kids wanted you to do, like you watch these TV commercials in the middle of the night about Save the Children, and it breaks your heart. And at first I thought, I don't know if I can do this. But when I was there, I was like, I wouldn't miss this for the world, because all these kids wanted to do was to hold your hand, right, have a smile, right, you know, and really that's all they wanted. And, you know, it was a very beautiful experience.
There's this cycle. Look at it as a circle. And I'm not going to get into religion, but, from what I've understood and read, that God gives women love, then she takes that, internalize it, right? I guess get it all, strengthen it and mix it up with something else, and then share it with the husband, and the husband turn that into wisdom. So my question is, all that love that you receive internationally, and whatever you've done with it, and you give it to your husband. Now the question is that, how do you take that wisdom and how do you kind of like integrate it into running the city?
Well, I think, Ivan, you have to have compassion for the people of the city. And one of the things we do every day, every morning, every afternoon, every night, is try to ensure that all people of the city have a community that they can be proud of, and that they can share in, and they can revel in, and they can celebrate in. And so part of that means that you have to have discussions about issues of the day, but you have to do it compassionately and sensitively and in a caring manner, and Phyllis will help bring that out in me. And sometimes it hurts her because, you know, I'll be vilified for you know, called all kinds of names, and then she knows that's not who I am, and then on the other hand, I'll be vilified from the far right, you know, being called all kinds of names. But the support she gives me in the sense of being able to make a compassionate decision about people. I think, you know, in any debate that we have in the city, we have to remember that we're dealing with human beings who are caring, compassionate, hardworking people for the most part. And we have to sometimes take a step back from the craziness and just say, you know, let's be a little practical here, folks. Let's be a little pragmatic, and of course, let's be compassionate to our fellow man. And so I draw that from Phyllis all the time, and I think it makes me a better person.
Now, psychologically,
We're getting to the deep questions.
Yes, yes.
Okay, wait, let me put my thinking cap on.
What I would like to know from you, Phyllis, Miss Phyllis, is that psychologically, how do you deal with the criticism that your husband is constantly, you know, getting? How does that affect you, knowing the type of person, knowing that you know who he is?
Well, you know, Ivan, I'm an optimist, and I choose to be an optimist. Okay. And so in order to be an optimist, I can't let junk in. So what I do is I really filter what I allow in. I think there was a point in time where something was written about him in the, you know, the newspaper. I won't say any names. I'll try to be polite here. Okay. So anyway, it was blatantly untrue, and it was very, very harsh, very harsh. And from that point on, I said, you know what? I really truly believe he's doing God's work. If he wasn't doing God's work, I really wouldn't be very supportive of him. And I support him wholeheartedly because he gives a lot of his spare time to the city. It's not a 12-hour-a-day job. It's really a 24-hour-a-day job. You know, in the middle of the night. You have to share your husband with the city. Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, I'm okay with that. But, you know, for me, it's like, you know, Mark, I say to him, when he has a bad day, I go, don't let that in, because you're here with a purpose. Don't let people get you off your mark, because you're on the right track. Just keep doing what you feel in your heart is the correct thing. You may be, you know, make some people unhappy temporarily, but hopefully with time they'll see your vision and they'll understand it, and they'll know what you're doing is really right for the people of Danbury.
And you know where you see that, ironically, is that there'll be times, you know, where we're so in tune, where maybe I'll come home and I'll lay on the couch, and I'll hear from the kitchen, aren't you supposed to be at the Lions Club? And I'm like, oh, I'm too tired, I can't go tonight, I've had such a bad day. She'll make me go. She'll say, now get up and go. And the reason she'll do that is because she knows that at 10 o'clock, she'll have to listen to me moan about why didn't I go to the Lions thing tonight.
No, but
also because she knows,
commitment.
Right? She knows that that's my passion. That's what I do, and she supports me. And that's what a married couple is supposed to do: is support each other in whatever endeavors that they take. And so I do find it ironic, and it's funny even at the times when we're arguing, and every couple argues, and we're like every couple. Something will come out about career or whatever, and then she'll just look at me and she goes, well, she goes, I know that you're doing what you're meant to do, because you're really good at it. She goes, as mad as I am right now.
And the thing is all the things that I wished for is what he is. And, you know, when you're married to that type of person, it can be frustrating at times, you know, because you want them to go to every family event. And he tries his, you know, he may not stay for the whole thing, but, you know, he does come to, you know, I'm a very family person, you know, and I like getting together with both our families and keeping, you know, the family together. Yep. And it works. It definitely works, but it has its moments, let's face it.
Great. We have a call. Sure. Caller, you're in the air.
All right. This is God. Mark, behave good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
God. That was God.
I don't know what that was about. Okay.
He's sending us a message. Thank you, God. We appreciate it.
Thank you, God. I think that was David.
I want to know, do you ever feel that his accomplishment is overpowering you?
Like, you mean, am I overshadowed by his success?
Right.
You know what? I don't think so. I mean, truly, I'm an accomplished person on my own. I had a profession prior to marrying him, a very successful profession, and I run a very successful business here in Danbury. And you know, I have gotten some awards that I'm very proud of, and he'll be Business Person of the Year,
That's right. That's right. She
and
was,
then
yeah.
I won
She was.
Woman of the
You
Year
went all the way up to
in Hartford
to get that award. Yeah.
So, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think your life should be measured by awards that you received. I mean, I think the true winners, and this year's Mayor's Ball is about an evening with the stars. And the reason for that theme is the stars are out there. They're not Mark or myself. It's everyone in the community. Everybody gives what they're best at giving. You know, we all have virtues, we all have strengths. And we recognize that. And so the stars here aren't Hollywood celebrities. They're really everyone that contributes to making Danbury the great place that it is.
Do you
know?
feel like a celebrity?
Sometimes people make me feel that way. I mean, I certainly don't. I feel very, you know,
You are.
down to earth.
Wife.
I know. But, you know, it's funny because this is a funny story. During campaign time, I do the supermarket circuit, and I ask people, will you vote for the mayor? And I look very, very ordinary, you know, because it's cold outside, I'm bundled up. And people will be like, oh, I know the mayor and his wife, and they'll be talking to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, how do you know them? Oh, well, I live right down the street from them. I go, okay, will you vote for him? And so, you know, but people do, you know, and that was something that I hadn't realized, is they do look up to you. And I take that very seriously, and I've tried to be a positive role model for the children in our community. I do a lot of work with, you know, different organizations for the betterment of children in the community, and you know, that's what I feel is my platform as First Lady.
Good, we have a call. Caller, you're in the air.
Hi, my name is Wendy. I actually want to find out, since they got like very busy schedules and everything, what keeps actually them going in the relationship?
What is what? I'm sorry?
I mean, they're very busy. They got very busy schedules. So what keeps them going in their relationship?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, what keeps us going is that we generally, you know, will try to eat together just about every day for dinner and meet up. And usually we have our little routine, and we'll contact each other throughout the day about various things that are going on, or just husband and wife stuff that you talk about. But I think it's just a mutual admiration, respect, and love for one another, and keeps me going is to just think about how lucky I am to have this woman in my life.
You bet. Caller, you're in the air.
Oh, hello there. Mayor,
Yes.
would you please share us your favorite restaurants in town?
Oh, my favorite restaurants?
Favorite restaurants.
All right. Thank you.
Was that Frank again?
Yeah. Thank you, Frank.
I've got several. First and last is the best pizza in town. I love their
Oh, we love
and
that.
regular food too. They're outstanding.
They have the brick oven pizza.
Yeah.
And El Monte's.
El Monte's is terrific. Toscano on Main Street has great steaks. If you want a consistent steak, Chuck Steak, you can't fail. But Chuck Steakhouse, I used to be an employee there. So
We
I
like
gotta put a plug in with them.
Spazies.
Spazies.
Bailey's Backyard.
Bailey's Backyard.
We eat out a lot.
We eat out a lot. We do. They're all good. So we're
Just depends on what we're in the mood.
you-
Ichiro we go to.
Ichiro, yep, sure. At Kabuki, can't beat them. So if I didn't mention your restaurant, I'm sorry. You got a great restaurant.
Oh yeah, Kabuki. We like Kabuki. We like all the Danbury restaurants.
So as a couple, what is like the best thing for couples in Danbury?
That's a great question.
The Ives Center.
I think the Ives Center, you know, it's one of our, as you know, we're in the process of restructuring the Ives Center, and I'm probably not supposed to mention this, but I'll mention that we've already got some bids in on some really good national acts.
Maybe Harry Connick Jr.
Maybe. Don't say any more, Phil. We're not supposed to, we can't jinx it. But I think that people, right, throw away that key. I think people don't recognize what an asset and value that place really can be. And not just for the national act, but also for community events and for ethnic events and for various places where people can gather for festivals and fairs and things like that. And so we're really excited about the potential there. But in terms of being able to do something on a Saturday night, on a warm summer evening, there's nothing better than going to that facility and enjoying a show and having a great time. We go often. You know, we bought season passes, and you know, we
have a great time.
We attend the show, and
we do like to go to concerts. Rod Stewart, we're going to in February.
For Christmas, I bought her tickets to Rod Stewart, and we do enjoy that. Yeah.
Now, when you do go out, do you get like irritated when people always approach the mayor?
No, because I realize it's
your
like
time.
The thing of it is that obviously if they're approaching him, it's important to the people at that point in time. So, you know, again, it's a job I signed up for. So, you know what? They really, no. I mean,
I think I've only had out of 5 years in office maybe 1 or 2 occasions where there was somebody that was sort of, you know, was sort of in my face that was maybe violent, mentally disturbed.
Oh, that
or
only
challenged.
happened once. That's
and,
right.
You know, that made Phyllis very nervous, obviously. But beyond
I like
that,
to help people, so usually if there's a problem or a concern, I'm like, how can we help you?
Typically, she's bringing people to me and saying, so-and-so's got a problem, can you call this one, can you write a letter to this? And so it's kind of neat that people feel comfortable going to Phyllis and trying to get...
Yeah, actually, they come over to the showroom with their problem. It's the funniest thing. It's like, okay, let me see if I can help you.
Then she dials me right up, you know, and she gets me right on the cell phone and then puts me on speakerphone. And, you know, we're there to help people. That's our job. So that's what we get paid. That's what I get paid to do. And
can't get to the mayor, go to the wife, right?
That's it.
Now, is there any point in time do you ever feel like not safe because of his leadership here in Danbury?
You know what, I try not to think about that too much, but there were a couple of times, maybe with the police officers, when they were not happy with you.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really a case of not feeling safe. I think it was really more of a case of, you know, that was a very acrimonious debate over the last contract. Both sides had good points, and fortunately we've gotten over that hump. But, you know, we certainly respect our police department, our police officers who are hardworking, caring men and women, and we got great things planned for the PD. So I think, but at that time, at that moment in time, I know Phil's, you know, was hurt, you know, at some of the accusations that were flying around and things like that. And what's great is that we've, all of us, myself, the police officers, the union, have put all that behind us, and we're moving forward. And they've been terrific this year, and we have a lot of respect for them. But that was hurtful. And
I was more like thinking about post 911 and you traveling all over the country, and he's a national figure now.
One of the things is interesting. It's a couple of things that come to my mind is that if there's a fire in town, I will. You know, I get calls, you know.
He does.
3 o'clock in the morning, a cold night, I'm getting a jacket on to go be with the family.
And I did buy him a special jacket so he could be seen on the road.
Back. But she'll say, you know, last words out the door at 3:30 in the morning, she'll say, you know, be careful, you know, because she worries too, you know. And we, you know, I've been out on some pretty tough things to look at.
But there was one time, remember when there was an accident by Mitchell?
Yes.
Oil, right.
Yeah.
And I guess the car was underneath it, and it was really hot.
Yeah.
And they were afraid that it was going to blow up. And I was standing, where was I?
I ran into you that night.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Because they wouldn't let me, because I had a camera, and they wouldn't let me. You know, here comes the mayor.
What the heck has I been doing?
I'm like, Why did you let him go over there? He's the mayor. You're supposed to protect
Ivan,
this
just
guy.
remember us when you're you know, influential on ABC and all that.
I was like, they're supposed to protect this guy. They let him go over there.
I know.
And they keeping me so far away. But
So, I mean, that, you know, there's been scenes that I've been on that I haven't gone back and told Phyllis about, where, you know, it was pretty gruesome, or, you know, where you saw individuals that went through a very difficult, obviously, tragedy. And, but I'm out, you know, and every time I get up, you know, she always says something. But when we went to Brazil, we were heavily guarded when we went to Brazil. And we were greeted right at the gate by federal police.
And I had been to Brazil before, but that particular time I did feel a little nervous about it, being that he was a political figure.
We were heavily guarded.
okay, I want to know, if you could change one thing, what would it be?
I'll let you answer that one, honey.
I would like to, if I could change one thing, I'd like to have more time in the day. Yeah, I think I could get more accomplished and just
Okay.
do more. That's all.
All right.
That's a very complex question.
That is. That is.
But, and Mr. Mayor, when you are running the city, how much of Phyllis do we see?
Well, I think you see a lot of Phyllis. You know, Phyllis is a very passionate person, and she's also very compassionate. And so a lot of the things that I do will have her touches on it. I even think of our new 311 setup. Phyllis thought of the title, City Line. You know, I brought it home. I go, I need a snazzy thing so people remember. And she said, how about City Line 311? And we adopted that title. So it's funny, you'll see Phyllis's ideas all over the government. And I have to tell you, she's one of my best advisors. I'll bring home problems to her all the time and go, what do you think? And, you know, she'll give you a very honest and objective view. And if I'm wrong, she'll tell me, I think you're out of line, I think you're wrong, and I think this is what you ought to do to make it right. And hey, look, you know, I'm a human being, I make mistakes. I own up to them, and I admit when I make mistakes, and part of my candor to the voters is I think one of the reasons why I've been elected 3 times, and I'm going to continue to do that. If I'm wrong, I'll say, hey, listen, I was wrong about that. Here's how I'm going to fix it, and we're going to move on.
From what I'm hearing and from what I can see, wow, I guess I need to go do some soul searching, huh? Wow.
I don't think so. I think
great.
we
This
are
is
very
great.
privileged to sit
This
here.
is great.
You know, when
Sure.
I met you out in the field doing your job, I have so much respect for you as a young adult. Going out there on your own time, this is not a paid position.
Right.
He does this on his own, just to inform the citizens of the greater Danbury area, all that's going on. And for that, I give my hat off to you.
Thank you. And I have a great crew. I
You
have
do.
David Serrero. I have
I don't know about
I have
David,
John
he was my
Mello.
student. So.
You taught him well. You know, I have Joe, and then I have the roundtable discussion, Matt Grimes, Paul Trippy, Mighty Heiser, and Hillary Swanson from the previous shows. I think I happen to have a great crew with me to kind of like educate me and to lead me. This is not just me. I think I'm just bold. It's like I don't care what I say, but I care what I say, but I feel like, okay, if it's need to be discussed, let's discuss it.
Yes, I think you're
Let's just bring it
definitely
down.
very well prepared and a professional in every sense of the word.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'm going to yield the last 30 seconds to Mrs. Bowden. Anything you would like to say, please?
Well, I'd like to thank you, Ivan, for this opportunity. I'm very grateful to be able to speak with you this evening and get some of our ideas out to the public and encourage everyone who would like to talk to us to
Feel
feel free and support us if you can.
Absolutely. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the First Lady and the Mayor, very successful family, as I said, beautiful from inside out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivan.
Thanks, Ivan.